Hello, it's Jacqueline. It's Thursday, it's 3 o'clock, and we're getting ready to do a cooking class. Wearing my glasses. Do I look studious? The reason I'm wearing my glasses is today I wanted to share a recipe that might be absolutely brilliant for you to send with your children to school. I am going to be doing chicken roll-ups. So we'll just wait for a quick second. Let me know when you're in here so we can get the event started. The products that I'm going to use today are crispy, crunchy coating. And we're also going to be using taco. Now, why did I pick these two items? Well, right now, hi Karen. Right now, we actually have our Spotlight solution. I'm not sure if you're familiar what this is, but once a week, like every Thursday at 9 a.m., the company will pull together some products, group them, and give you a discount. And so today's cooking class, I'm actually featuring two of the products that are in the collection. You're probably going to want to grab it. The discount is only available for 1 week, so it goes from Thursday, 9 a.m., till next Thursday, 8:59. So grab it and get ready to have an enjoyable time having lunches now that we're getting the kids back to school and so on and so forth. So for those of you who are gluten intolerant, I'm really excited about this product. This is a crispy crunchy coating and it is 100% gluten-free, and most time people cannot have coated food because of course they're using panko breadcrumbs or whatever. This is a rice spreader, and okay, I might have said that too fast. Hi Linda. A rice spreader, and it's actually got seasoning right in here. A little bit of sea salt, a little bit of onion, garlic, smoked paprika, black pepper, and mustard. So there is seasoning already in here. So what are we going to do today? Well, I'm going to use the breading, and I'm just looking for my scissors. Give me a second. You should always have a couple pair of scissors. Anyway, we're going to open up this, and we're going to also use something that's very plentiful because I know right now grocery store items are through the roof. If you happen to have someone in the neighborhood that's got zucchini, chances are they've dropped off some. So we're just going to drop this right into our 4-cup prep bowl. Now, I like seasoning. That's why I'm selling products. I love flavor. Nothing worse than having flavor. So I'm grabbing our food here, and I'm adding it to zucchini, which really doesn't have a lot of product. We're just going to add a little bit of seasoning to this. Now, what seasoning did I use? Guacamole. I find that guacamole is such a universal seasoning because it goes with anything. Yes, avocados, but I mean with the flavors, it actually says use it for seafood, fish, eggs, rice, tuna sandwiches. I put it in practically everything. So it's got onions, sea salt, red bell pepper, chili, spices, herbs, a little bit of zip. Love it. Okay, now the other thing and I'm just going to mix this up. Let me grab my little spatula here. Set that aside for a quick second. What we're going to do here is, because we're going to be breading zucchini, we need to have something that's going to hold our zucchini together. So I've just got an egg in one of our 1-cup prep bowls. I don't know if you've seen this little thing. This is called an air wand. You charge it up, just so you know, with a USB port. And it comes with a couple different attachments. The one I'm using today is going to be this one. And I just spin it around until I find it. Now it has 3 different speeds to use. That's the fast one. And put it inside and just give it a spin. This will actually get my egg cooking or whipping up really fast. You see how that's working? How easy is this? Multitasking, love it. Okay, so we've got our eggs nicely whipped up. Oops. Now we're going to just set this aside. Give me a second. Set this aside. We're going to get our zucchini going. So like I said, zucchini, if you watched my last cooking class, you saw that I was talking about how size does matter. And the bigger the zucchini is, the wetter or more liquid and the bigger the seeds are in it. So if you can get zucchini that are nice size, by far better. Now you could cut these in slices or wedges. I'm actually going to do slicing, and that was my air fryer. We're going to use air fryer today. We're actually going to use our mandolin. The blade that I have in here is the 3.5 millimeter, and when you're buying this, just know that there is little measuring on the side. And what this is going to do is this is going to nicely just slice them so that it's really easy to put in our air fryer. So wasn't that slick? How many of you have the 4-in-1 mandolin already? If you don't, you should. And remember that blade, it does go dull after a period of time. So if you've been using it like I've been using it, it might even be time for you to give it a rest and maybe get a new one. Okay, so we've got our breader. I've learned over the years it's really wise to use one hand for one thing and one hand for the other. So what I'm going to recommend is get your flexible cutting board out here. I've already done some, as you can see. You don't need to see me doing this for 5 minutes. But we're going to drop our egg. So I'm going to use this hand for dropping in the egg. I'm going to put it in our breader and then put it in here. Now, if you wanted to, you could add mozzarella cheese or Parmesan cheese. So if that's something that you can do, because you can have dairy, Parmesan cheese I think goes absolutely fabulous on top of zucchini. So what I'm showing you is this is so universal. Do whatever you want. Hi Barb, hi Ashley. Okay, so let's just continue. Egg, breader, set it on the plate. And we're just going to go through all of these really quickly. Now, with this meal, let me tell you a little bit about what we're going to be doing with this. We're going to put it in the air fryer. If you have an air fryer, great. The temperature that you're going to want to preheat it to is 400 degrees. And we're going to only have to cook this for about 5 or 6 minutes. It really depends on your machine and how it works. You just don't want to overcook it. These zucchinis cook up very quickly, as you can well understand, because they're quite thin. If you don't have our mandolin and of course you're cutting your zucchini thicker, it may take a little bit longer time, right? So you can gauge the recipe by what you've got, okay? Now, almost done here. We're also going to serve this with a dressing. I'm really excited to tell you about the dressing. And we're going to be making a sandwich, which is why I got my glasses on. I think I look like a school teacher. So this is a great idea for lunches to pack with the kids, because I know personally for myself that when I used to have lunches, that was the biggest frustration I had, was having sandwiches that were, I don't know, they were squishy and icky, and yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so on our flexible cutting board, to make them crispy in your air fryer, you do need to add a little bit of oil. And this is why I do like having the flexible cutting boards. Just make sure you put a little bit of that on. And depending on your air fryer, I can take out the bottom of mine, which is great. We don't want to stack them. Just set them on side here, splitting them up. And these are going to be your replacement for potato chips or French fries, if you want to call them. Just get these all on. Won't take me long. And then we're going to get on to our sandwich, and I'm going to give you some fun food facts. Well, that was pretty good guesstimating, wasn't it? Will I get them all on? Maybe not. Like I said, I do not want to have stacking them. Spread them out a little bit more. Okay, I might be able to. It's gonna be close. Yeah, I can do it. I can do it. Do you think I can do it? I think I can. Let's just see if I can squeeze this on there. Beautiful. Okay, so air fryer, popping it in right now. And I'm setting it, air fryer, There we go. Going on for 6 minutes. Now this is, we don't sell these flexible cutting boards anymore, but if you have them, watch how slick this is. I'm just gonna set it aside now. I've got a clean one to work with. Okay, next part that we're gonna do is we're gonna be making some sandwiches. And so what I've got is one chicken breast here. So I'm grabbing my taco seasoning. This taco seasoning, if you've been buying taco seasoning at the grocery store, oh, and did you notice I had a little clip on the bottom? I use my packages, sometimes I don't use them all at the same time. So I might use it for seasoning up something, and then I just use a little, chip clip or whatever to hold it together, and I put it in my pantry behind me. So I'm just going to open up my package, and with one chicken breast here, and of course, if you've got a bigger family, feel free to add more, but add your package or half a package of your taco mix. I just want to make sure I've got flavoring on all of it. I do find that our taco seasoning mix is not that zippy. I mean, it has some zip to it, but it's not like burn your lips. It's just good flavor. So we'll just make sure that we've got all of our chicken coated, and we are going to microwave this. You probably noticed that I've chopped my chicken in advance into nice little diced pieces, because I want to make sure I get little flavor morsels all the way through my chicken roll-up sandwich that we're going to be making. Okay, so now that I've got this coated, we're going to simply put it in the microwave. I don't usually feature this one, but for lunches, yes, because it's not the full meal deal. It's a lighter meal, and of course I'm adding other things to it. This is our rectangular steamer. It's half the size, width-wise, as our multi-purpose steamer, but of course you can see the height is much shorter. So let's just pop this in the microwave, and I'll be right back. Okay, so let's make how we're going to put this all together. Hi, Janice. I see you've got a message. Electric bag sealer. Looks like a gripper. Okay. All right, so for our roll-up, we're going to promote creamy, I'm going to do the creamy ranch. This is a dip mix. Not really, it can be whatever you want it. So I am going to make a dip out of this. This is 3 tablespoons with mayo, sour cream, or yogurt, your choice. You can make a dressing out of it. I'm actually using this to actually coat my flour tortillas. So I'm going to use a 4-cup prep bowl. I'm going to add this is yogurt for sure. I'm going to add my yogurt here. So here's a fun food fact about creamy ranch dressing. Okay, creamy ranch dressing is actually one of the nightmares for dietitians. Why? Because people overboard on it. Our creamy ranch is by far much healthier. This is light mayo, by the way. And what you can do is, of course, you can flavor it as you like. We don't have all the preservatives and other things inside it. And it's one of the most popular dressings there is. In fact, the average American, are you ready for this? The average American actually requests creamy ranch dressing at least 38 times a year. Is that crazy? So, how did creamy ranch come to be anyway? Okay, I'm just gonna put some seasoning in. 4 in 1 spoon, guys. Good thing I have Epicure in my pantry. Using it all. So roughly about 3 tablespoons I'm using. And I'm just going to stir this up. Okay, so it all started, if you can believe this, creamy ranch dressing started by a plumber up in Alaska. His name was Steve. Good old Steve. He's quite a cook. And he was making this buttermilk dressing. Anyway, he got married, he moved down to California and became a cowboy. Okay, you know where this story is going, right? Plumber to cowboy, moves to California. His little ranch happened to be called Hidden Valley. And in, I think it was 1972, if I remember correctly, about that time period, he got approached to sell his amazing dressing because people were ranting and raving about it, and sold it for $8 million. Like, who says a little great idea can't just pad your pocket? It's a lot like Epicure. I mean, everyone eats. So if you're thinking you need to make some extra cash or something, you might just need to reach out to me and join me. Right now you can join for $49.95, get a free e-commerce website, get your product like a savvy consumer, at least 80% discount or free. And if you join today, it's our very last day, you have an opportunity to earn our saute pan, which is a $150 value in Canada or $125 value in the United States. It's pretty sweet, I'm just going to tell you. Okay, so what are your thoughts? Now you know why I do this, right? I can even write out some of my grocery bill. Okay, my steamer or my air fryer has got my zucchini ready. Okay, so we need to start our assembly line. Was that not easy? I'm just going to turn this off so you can hear me. We're going to take a flour tortilla. This is a whole wheat one. Those of you who are gluten intolerant, of course, switch it out. We've got a whole bunch of different varieties of tortillas. If you want, you could put cream cheese on here. I actually am going to put a little cream cheese on here. I've actually just melted it a little bit in the microwave. And the reason I'm doing this is I find it's like spackle. It's like glue on here. I do find that the mayo and the yogurt is a good tasty flavor. However, I do find that if I put a little bit of cream cheese on my roll up, it just really holds it together nicely. So go to the edges. And we're going to start an assembly line. So just set this off to the side. So what extra are we going to put on here? Well, cucumbers. How many cucumbers are very inexpensive? And I will tell you, if you're adding cucumbers, let me grab one of these. You know how the seeds are almost all liquid. This is what makes that bread so darn soggy. So a couple tips that you can do. Number one, you could cut your cucumber in half and use a nice spoon and just scrape out the seeds. Or you can do like I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna grab my little knife and I'm just gonna chop the seeds off. And then I can just quickly chop these up. I'd have to use my knife anyway, so why get the spoon dirty, right? And you can make this really fun for your children, because I know when I had picky kids at home, if I put something in their sandwich that they didn't like, they wouldn't eat it. So as we're getting into school and ideas, make sure that you maybe consider having a sandwich bar. So put some of the vegetables. You could grate or use our mandolin and do grated carrots. You could grate your zucchini. I'm going to chop up some iceberg lettuce. Iceberg lettuce is very inexpensive, so just maybe give it a little chop. And I don't need to have a whole bunch on this. Just leave that for now. And I'm going to grab my chicken out so you can see how great that turned out. Does that look fabulous? Now that took 3 minutes in my microwave, but as I mentioned, everyone's microwave is a little bit different, so make sure that your chicken is well cooked. And you can see now why I wanted it chopped. It just makes it really easy for the whole darn family. So now the family can just simply start putting it together. So we're going to put a little bit of our creamy ranch on top here. And now we're just going to start layering our food on top. So I like doing it. It's fun. It's like a little bit of architecture. You might want to make it look pretty. Kids might just want to throw it together. But I've got cucumbers in here that I will slide in. I've got, of course, my grated or sliced iceberg lettuce. And I do like iceberg lettuce in my product. And you'll notice that I have got a lot of this creamy ranch, right? You're not letting it go to waste. Remember, I've got that air fryer with the zucchini. So we're gonna make sure that we actually have a little bowl along the side. If you're sending it with the kids, maybe go get a little plastic container and have your creamy ranch on the side with that zucchini. Way healthier. And we're going to wrap this up. Now you notice it's just sliding. Can you see? Yeah, I think you can. So it's sliding down through. Now when you get to the end, little tip so that it's not falling apart, make sure you grab toothpicks. It's really good. Decide how big you want it. Your little sandwiches, depending on how big your sandwich box is going to determine how thick you're going to slice these. But if you put a toothpick in it before, it's not going to fall apart. Okay, so we're just going to slice, 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 slice. Then as you're putting it, and of course the ends, because they're not really filled, you may want to just trim those up a bit. So what you basically have is your sandwich. This is good for like appies. You can do roll-ups so many different ways. You can do savory like I did right now, or you can do sweet ones. It is totally up to you. So if you're serving these to family and friends, you can just set them on a tray. If you're putting them in a lunchbox, you can do something different. Depending on what you're serving it with, oops, one of the things that you may want to do is make sure you grab some of our red pepper jelly. So if you're doing something a little decadent, maybe you're inviting some friends over because now the kids are back to school, you might want to have a little bit of red pepper jelly on the side. I'm going to grab my zucchini out, just going to set it aside, and look at how crispy these have become. Aren't they great? We're going to have our little bowl of our dip on the side, and we have an amazing little lunch if someone's coming home, but you could totally make this something doable for your children. So there you go, folks. Cooking a meal does not have to be difficult. The product tastes amazing. Trust me. Oh, who doesn't like taco? And rather than the taco shell that's spilling all over, now you've got a sweet little roll up, very portable, handheld, and off you go. So I hope you enjoyed the cooking class. Let me know what you think, if there's anything that you need to purchase. I highly recommend, if you're loving the idea, grab the Spotlight promotion right now. They've got 4 different meal solutions, sets of 3 of them at a discount. Why not make your money stretch? So that's it for today. Thank you for watching. We will see you back here next week. I'm actually thinking I might do something with potatoes, but stay tuned. We might have some fun with that. Okay, thanks everyone for watching. See you again. I'll post a picture of this if I don't eat it before. I'm a little hungry. Take care. Bye for now.